Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we untangle the messy world of company finances. Today we're diving into Monopar Therapeutics Inc., its latest quarterly report, and let's just say this one has quite a story to tell, especially when it comes to their incredible cash injection. Before we dive in, if you love getting these unfiltered looks into what companies are really up to, make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell. Also, we have a fantastic Discord community brewing where we dissect these reports further. You can find the link in the description below. Alright, let's get straight into the heart of this filing. Monopar Therapeutics is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company, meaning they are still developing their drugs and haven't brought any to market yet. Their main focus right now is on two key areas: a treatment for a rare genetic disease called Wilson's disease. And then they have these exciting new radiopharmaceutical programs aimed at fighting cancer. So, for the quarter ending the 30th of September 2025, the numbers paint a picture of a company undergoing significant transformation, largely driven by strategic financial maneuvers. Let's talk about cash, because Monopar has a lot of it as of the 30th of September 2025. They reported a staggering $127.7 million in cash and cash equivalents. Now, compare that to the 31st of December 2024, where it was around $45.8 million. That is a massive jump, a more than 2.5 times increase in just 9 months. This surge is a direct result of a significant capital raise. Specifically, in September 2025, they closed a major offering. They sold over 1 million shares of their common stock and also offered pre-funded warrants. The net proceeds from this offering were approximately $126.9 million before some expenses. This massive infusion of cash is clearly the highlight of their financial picture right now. It gives them a substantial runway to continue their research and development efforts. But here is what you always need to watch with companies like this. While they've got a pile of cash, they are still losing money. For the 3 months ending the 30th of September 2025, their net loss was about $3.4 million. And for the 9 months of the year, that loss climbed to nearly $8.5 million. This is typical for a company at this stage, spending heavily on research and development to get their drugs approved. And you can see exactly where that money is going in their operating expenses. For the 9 months ending the 30th of September 2025, they spent almost $6 million on research and development. That is a big jump from around $3.1 million in the same period last year. This increase likely reflects the expanding clinical trials for their Wilson's disease drug, Alabama XN 1840, and their radiopharmaceutical cancer programs. Their general and administrative expenses also saw a significant rise, going from about $2 million for the first 9 months of 2024 to over $4.5 million for the same period in 2025. This increase is partly due to higher board compensation and increased staffing as the company grows. Now, let's talk about their most advanced drug, Alabama XN 1840 for Wilson's disease. This is a really interesting story. Accession, a big name in pharmaceuticals, originally developed this drug. They even ran a pivotal phase 3 trial that showed positive results, demonstrating significant copper mobilization in patients, which is key for treating Wilson's disease. However, Accession decided to terminate the program, citing findings from earlier trials. This is a critical juncture a company like Monopar faces. They picked up the license for Accession 1840 in October 2024. This means they are now responsible for getting it through regulatory approval. They are actively preparing to submit a new drug application, or NDA, to the FDA in early 2026. Then there are their radiopharmaceutical programs for cancer, primarily under the MNPR -101 umbrella. They've made good progress here, with clinical trials underway for imaging agents and therapeutic treatments. In February 2025, they got regulatory clearance in Australia to start a phase 1 trial for their imaging agent, Minnesota PR -101ZR. By April 2025, they had launched that trial. Then in August 2025, they received clearance for a phase 1, a trial for their therapeutic agent, Minnesota PR -101. This shows consistent movement forward in their pipeline. Remember that huge cash injection we talked about? A significant portion of that came from the share repurchase. On the 24th of September 2025, Monopar used $35 million of the offering proceeds to buy back shares from a significant stockholder, Tactic Pharma LLC. This is a strategic move to consolidate ownership and potentially improve their financial stability before they ramp up development even further. It is also worth noting how they compensate their employees and leadership. Stock-based compensation is a big part of their strategy, as you can see from the almost $3.7 million in stock-based compensation expense for the 9 months ending the 30th of September 2025. This is a common practice in the biotech industry, aiming to align the interests of employees with those of the shareholders. Looking ahead, the company anticipates needing substantial additional funding to bring their drug candidates to market. They estimate their current cash will last at least through December 2027, which is quite reassuring, but they are also actively exploring further equity offerings, debt financing, and strategic partnerships to bolster their financial runway. Now, for my take on all of this, Monopar Therapeutics has clearly executed a very successful financing round, giving them the resources they desperately need. The Accession 1840 program, despite being dropped by a larger company, has promising data, and Monopar is gambling on their ability to get it approved. Their radiopharmaceutical pipeline is also advancing, which is a positive sign of execution. However, the biggest challenge remains proving their drug candidates are both safe and effective enough for regulatory approval and then successful in the market. They have the cash. But the path to profitability is still very long and uncertain. Alright, that is our deep dive into Monopar Therapeutics' latest quarterly report. What are your thoughts on their massive cash infusion and their strategy for getting Accession 1840 and their cancer therapies to market? Drop your opinions in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And remember, join us on Discord for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.